Hello friends and welcome back to Brick System Brothers. I wanted to take a quick look through the 8 new space sets that are going to be releasing next year as a subtheme of City. And I really like this first look at what we're getting for really it's a dedicated space theme, something that I think people have been asking for a long time. I know it's part of City, like it's within the City theme, but we have this kind of space banner that's on all of these set images. That's really setting it apart. And honestly, 8 sets, a lot of them kind of towards the larger end. This is a really solid lineup and a really solid launch to a new space subtheme. So thinking back a little bit, something we actually have covered before on the channel was the Mars-oriented space subtheme, where we had that the white, black, and orange was the main color scheme for those sets. And that, to me, was a good start, but still somewhat seemed like it was held back in terms of what a Lego space subtheme could be for like the 2020 era. And that's a lot of what I'm actually seeing fulfilled in this initial look at some of our new range of these space sets coming out next year. So an updated color scheme to kind of set these apart from the previous waves. We're looking at the white and orange again. That plays in pretty heavily, but we also have the medium azure and the sand blue taking a new position in the color schemes for these sets. And we have a really good range from the smaller end, starting with the polybag. It's going to be the impulse purchase, around $5 starting, and then kind of working our way up to the larger flagship sets with 1,000 pieces or more. Going to be higher cost, but also much higher playability, and the range of minifigs expands as well. So even going into the new suit colors, that's actually something, thinking back to the 80s when Lego initially released the Spaceman minifigures and they had the individual colors. A lot of people ended up imagining that those were part of different roles, ground operations, pilots, that kind of thing. Kind of seeing that coming back with the green, orange, blue colors for some of these minifigs that are going to be part of these sets. But not necessarily, tied to anything like that. It's really open to interpretation. Again, thinking back about the Mars sets that we got a couple years ago, to me, these don't really seem tied to any particular planet or even a particular solar system. I think this is much more open to interpretation, which is really great for creativity and imagination. We've even got some little alien buddies that are going to be part of the release. So yeah, even more colors here, the yellow and the brown in the largest set that we know of so far. And then a lot of the sand blue highlights showing up here as well. Another main color that is pretty new is this kind of the tinted glass. So this color was released this year, and it looks like it's going to be featured pretty heavily in this particular group of sets as well. I'm pretty sure just about every canopy we get is going to be this darker tinted glass color, except for the plants. That one looks like it's clear, maybe some of these other ones as well. So I think I've got a couple favorites here. The Interstellar Spaceship would be the medium range favorite. This is going to be 240 pieces, so maybe $30 would be kind of pricey. If these are available at Walmart, I could see Walmart having this in the $24 range with potentially a clearance price of $20. That would be a pretty good value point for this set, in my opinion, and definitely would be looking to pick this up if I did see it for $20. I am willing to wait a little while to see it get to that. I'm not sure if these will be a January or a March release, possibly kind of later in the first half of the year. And then we might even see a few additional sets with this color scheme and part of this theme release in the second half of the year. That's something we've seen before with some other space sets. In this upper end of the range here, between the rover, the space station, and the launch pad, I think I'm going to have to go with the space station. The ring structure here, we've seen this idea crop up in a lot of concept art, a lot of pop culture, movies, space movies like Interstellar kind of feature this idea where actually if you have this ring spinning, that can generate some artificial gravity when you think about it from the science fiction side of things. So really interesting to see that embraced here in a Lego set. Definitely a great starting point for people to really expand this on the mock side of things. And being modular, this is probably going to inspire a lot of custom modules that can actually dock to this ring. In fact, it looks like to me this is using a very similar system, if not identical, to some of the stuff we saw in the recent Mars-oriented sets with this docking ring connecting different sections of a ship, or there was even a space station not too long ago that featured this system as well. So it's a recent part, kind of an octagonal with this Technic pin. Looks like that is going to remain in use for this idea with the space station. I would encourage you guys to track down these pictures. This is on Brickset, and of course Brickset gets their images and information directly from LEGO. So these are going to be official published pictures. This isn't really considered a leak at the moment, just part of the announcement of the upcoming lineup for sets next year. And something I really wanted to cover, I'm pretty excited about this wave, and I think a lot of other people will be as well. We're not really gonna see the classic space as it was in 1980. I don't think LEGO is interested in doing a part-for-part remake of those sets. Instead, I think this is probably the closest we're going to get with, the banner on the boxes, the different colors of minifig, the updated suits, this crystal idea that's kind of present in all the sets as well, in that opalescent purple color. I see a few more of those scattered around the other sets. So definitely a lot of good stuff going on in this theme. A little bit of world building already started for us, but also very open-ended and open to interpretation of what people are going to be doing with these, and how kids will be interacting with the set and the theme. Pretty excited about it. Hope you guys are too. Drop some comments down below, get this discussion rolling, and hopefully we'll see these early next year. January, maybe March. I didn't look too hard into that yet, but definitely coming up soon, and a great return to form for LEGO Space.